All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are putting together the ultimate study plan for the IELTS reading test. And look, we're not just aiming for a pass here. We're talking about how to get that elite band 9 score by basically cracking the code of the test itself. So, let's get into it.
You know, let's kick things off with a fact that might be a little surprising, and maybe it'll even sound a bit familiar. The vast majority of students, even those with excellent, fantastic English skills, do not get the reading score they need or deserve. So why? What's going on there?
Well, here's the core of the problem. They approach it like it's just a regular reading test from school. But the secret, the thing that top-scoring students understand, is that they aren't just better readers. They're playing a completely different game.
And that brings us to our first major point. This is all about making a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's what separates the good scores from the truly great ones. Just look at the difference here. The average student sees a frantic race against the clock, right? They're trying to read and understand every single word. But the Band 9 student, they see a puzzle, a predictable one with clear rules. They know it's not about understanding everything. It's about strategically locating specific answers. So, that new mindset leads us straight to the first pillar of our plan, mastering the clock. Because let's be real, if you don't control the time in this test, it will absolutely control you. And this chart shows you the biggest trap perfectly. The test is designed to get progressively harder. Section 1 is pretty straightforward. Section 2 gets tougher. And then Section 3? Well, Section 3 is designed to be an absolute beast, to separate the very top scores from everyone else. So what's the elite strategy? You flip the whole thing on its head. You don't spend an equal 20 minutes on each part, no. You blitz through that easy first section in just 15 minutes. That banks you precious extra time for that brutal final section, where you are going to need every single second.
But here's the real truth about getting faster. It's not about some secret time management trick. It's about being fundamentally better at the skill. I mean, think about it. Usain Bolt doesn't use little tricks to win a race. He trains to be the fastest human being on the planet. Our goal is to train our reading skills so that speed is just a natural outcome.
And that brings us to the core of our training. We have to decode the test's most difficult question types because, each one has its own playbook, its own unique strategy.
We're going to start with the one that gives pretty much everyone nightmares: true, false, or not given. But what if I told you there are predictable patterns in the language that practically give the answer away?
Okay, look at this. This is an absolute game changer. When you see a question with an extreme word like all or only, it's almost always going to be false. See a comparison like more than? Probably not given. A super specific time marker like after 1740, that's a strong hint that the answer is false. And if you see words like first or pioneer, there's something like an 80 to 90% chance the answer is not given. These aren't just guesses, these are patterns that are built right into the test.
All right, let's move on and tackle another tricky one, the list of headings questions. For this, it really all boils down to one single skill: finding the paragraph's topic sentence. And remember, that key sentence isn't always sitting right at the beginning. It can be buried in the middle or even show up at the very end. Oh, and you have to be ruthless. The test designers love to throw in extra trap headings to confuse you. The second you match a heading, cross it out. Get it out of your way so it doesn't distract you again.
Okay, here's a quick but really high-impact tip for another common question: finding the writer's opinion. This one is all about learning to filter out the noise. So the most important thing here is to stop trying to read the entire paragraph. Instead, hunt for two very specific signals. First, anything inside quotation marks. That's a direct opinion. Second, look for verbs like claimed, believed, or points out. These are like giant neon signs telling you an opinion is being stated right here.
Now, all of these strategies rely on a few core reading skills. And I'm sure you've heard of skimming and scanning, but there's a third, often ignored skill that really separates the high scorers from everybody else.
First up, we have skimming. This is your go-to for list of headings questions. You're just trying to get the main idea, the general vibe of a paragraph, really fast.
Then there's scanning. Think of this as your personal search function. You're not reading for meaning at all, you are simply hunting for the location of a specific keyword, like a name, a date, or a number.
And finally, we have the master skill, close reading. So once you've skimmed and scanned and you think you found the answer, this is the final crucial step. You carefully read just one or two sentences to confirm with 100% confidence that you have the right answer.
This is where points are won or lost.
So we've got the strategies, and we've got the core skills. But, just learning them is only half the battle. To perform under intense test pressure, we have to make these skills completely automatic.
Just think about learning to drive a car. Remember that first lesson? You had to consciously think about every single little thing. The mirror, the signal, the clutch. It's slow and it takes a ton of mental energy. But fast forward 10 years and you just drive. It's totally automatic. It's instinct. And that is exactly our goal here.
What you want to do is practice these strategies over and over until when you see a certain question type, your brain doesn't even have to think about what to do next. It just does it. It should feel as effortless and as unconscious as tying your shoelaces.
And hey, one last pro tip that a lot of high-scoring students use to get a little strategic edge: if you have the option, always pick the computer-based test. You get rid of the stress of transferring answers at the end, the interface is way cleaner so you get less tired, and highlighting keywords is so much faster. It's a small advantage, sure, but every little advantage counts.
So, that's the plan. We've gone from the core mindset to time management to decoding the questions one by one. The only thing left to do is to take action. So I'll leave you with this question. Looking back at everything we've just covered, what is the very first skill that you are going to start practicing right now until it becomes completely automatic?